politics, protests, human rights, justice, equity, community. RaceAware.
New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has a go broke or go home philosophy when it comes to COVID. Axios reporter Rebecca Falconer penned an article called New Zealand Enters Nationwide Lockdown After New Delta Case. She writes, New Zealand entered a snap nationwide lockdown at its highest level Tuesday night after a 58-year-old man from Auckland tested positive for COVID-19. Why does this matter, you ask? Well, officials say that this is the first coronavirus case detected in New Zealand for nearly 6 months, and they feel that it is highly contagious. Sure enough, the scientists did confirm that this man had the Delta variant, and 4 other people were tested for the virus. Earlier in the pandemic, New Zealand experienced a level 4 lockdown. A level 4 lockdown is a lockdown with the toughest restrictions. Under a level 4 alert restriction, schools and non-essential businesses are closed. That's including food delivery services. Only essential travel is permitted, and water activities like swimming are banned. People must remain home unless they're exercising outdoors, but they still have to stick to their neighborhood and only interact with those in their household. So there's a household bubble restriction. Otherwise, they have to keep at minimum 6.5 feet from other people. So today, there's a second lockdown of this level in New Zealand. These people take it very seriously. They even pause vaccinations because that would mean that people would have to be meandering about for at least 48 hours. When you react this way, it sets a tone for the urgency and the seriousness of what we're dealing with. And true to form, Ardern was quoted to say, "Going hard and early has worked for us before." So of course, it worked. And now this is what you're going to repeat. This is not something that's new. Scientists and medical professionals know that isolation is what brings us victory against infectious diseases. She goes on to say that while we know that Delta is a more dangerous enemy to combat, the same actions that overcame the virus last year can be applied to beat it again. Absolutely true. And she has the proof in the pudding, because New Zealand has been doing better than probably any other country in this pandemic. So let's look at the big picture. New Zealand has largely contained COVID-19 cases to managed hotel quarantine facilities. They've effectively closed their borders to non-residents since March of last year. The country has been recognized globally for its pandemic response, and its economy has rebounded. More amazingly, since the pandemic began, New Zealand has recorded 2,926 COVID-19 cases in a country of 5 million people, and only 26 people have died from the virus there. We have to do better. Looking for excuses like political divisiveness, all of that is just a screen and distraction. Meanwhile, people are getting sick. People are helping the virus have a beautiful petri dish to evolve in, and we're just fooling around, catering to narcissistic, ignorant politicians that only care about what's in it for them, making a profit. As painful as it sounds, countries around the world need to start following the New Zealand template so we can finally get out of this pandemic once and for all and get to living again.
RaceAware. We love bringing you the RaceAware podcast content. If you like what you hear, find our podcast valuable, and want to help us keep creating our content, show your support by spreading the word and partnering with us on Patreon for as little as $2.99 a month by going to patreon.com/RaceAware. Partners of the show get access to exclusive benefits such as private access to the RaceAware community, the digital downloads, voter power, free access to the live RaceAware lounge, supporter shoutouts, best of all, free RaceAware merchandise, and so much more. Check us out at patreon.com/RaceAware.